So I've talked on this channel several times already about how one of my most highly anticipated new things coming to Pixel devices very, very soon is Assistant with Bard. If you do not know what this is, basically, Google is about to take Google Assistant and make it a whole lot more intelligent by integrating its Bard large language model into it. It's going to be able to do some very, very impressive stuff. It's going to be able to like answer questions in like a very human and very natural way. You're not going to be asking Google questions in the way you phrase Google searches, which is not how you would talk to a person. You'll just talk to it like it's a person and it will answer you like it's a person. It's very, very impressive. And it appears to be coming very, very soon. And we have more evidence to that this morning, which is coming from this Telegram page. This is the Google News Telegram, I guess I should say group, not page necessarily. If you want to join this group, I'll drop a link in the description down below because there's often some cool stuff in there. And what we're talking about is this. If you are running one of the QPR2 betas, apparently we have now access to, in the Pixel Tips application, a bit of stuff about Assistant with Bard. Do you think it's coming soon? Yeah, I think it's coming very, very soon. So they actually posted this video clip that is inside that application. So we're going to kind of play through this and talk through some of the cool stuff that it is indeed showing off. So the first thing it's kind of showing is that you can start a chat in several different ways, and I am super duper pleased to see some of these. So the first thing here is that there is going to be a straight up Bard application. So on my Windows computer, I have Bard in a window pinned to my taskbar because I fire it up and I ask it questions all the time to help aid me with my content creation. It has very, very rapidly become an extremely useful tool for me. I was actually researching some differences between Chromium's Blink engine and WebKit, which is what iOS uses for Safari. And I'm just asking it questions like it's an expert and it's just giving me information. Now, look, anytime you're doing stuff like this, just like anytime you're Googling things, right? Like people act like it's different and it's not. Always take this stuff and get a general idea, and then maybe don't assume it's all 100% correct. And that's just like you should be doing with everything on the internet. All of it's going to be various degrees of flawed. But it's going to give you a pretty good general idea of different topics like that. So I'm really pleased to see there's going to be a standalone Bard application, which I hope is going to look very similar to how it looks on the web because it actually has my history. If there's something I was doing the other day, let me give you a really, really good example of this actually. So I ran a poll on this channel the other day where I asked people if they were still using their Surface Duo. I then went to Bard and I pasted in, I just literally highlighted and pasted in every comment on that thing. Look how many, it formatted them weirdly. I pasted that in and I asked it to summarize that. And this is what it came up with. This is something that in the past I have just done, just realized my history is exposed. Let's close that. This is something that in the past I have historically done manually. I've done this on my own and it did it for me and it took around about 3 seconds and it was done summarizing that. That is absolutely awesome. So having the history there would be really, really cool as well. Let's go forward. You can also say, hey, and it will work there too because it's just built into Assistant now. Fantastic. You can also hold your power button and that's going to fire up the Assistant as well. And you can see that the pop-up down there does look different. Let me fire it up on my Pixel Fold and you'll see what it looks like now, and that is different than how it's going to look. If we roll forward, you can see you can actually add a photo and it will either let you take a photo or it will let you pull a photo out of your gallery and you can attach that image and then ask it questions about that image. Let's go ahead and just demo that on the web because it should be pretty much the same thing. We'll throw in this image here and I'm going to ask it, what kind of dog is this? And we'll see what it's able to find out. It's not even a great picture of Rose, but maybe it'll be able to guess what it is. This will be impressive if it gets this right, to be honest. It's difficult to tell, but its first guess is absolutely correct. She is indeed an Australian Shepherd. How cool is this stuff, guys? Like, this is just really, really good stuff. So you're going to be able to throw an image into it and have it answer questions as well. You can hit the microphone button, and here he is saying, I just bought this plant. Give me tips and YouTube videos on how to take care of it. This is so far beyond what Assistant has been able to do in the past. It's going to identify what the plant is. It's going to give you information. It's going to give you YouTube videos. This stuff is just awesome. This is taking Google Assistant to a level that we have just not seen in the past. So for me, the biggest question mark here is going to be the release, who's getting it, and when. I could see it being very similar to what we're getting right now with the circle to search functionality that we first saw in the S24. It's rolling out to the Pixel 8 and Pixel 8 Pro on the 31st. This could be something that happens like that, maybe here in another couple of weeks. It's released on the Pixel 8 and Pixel 8 Pro, and then down the line, it rolls out to the other Pixel devices. It could be something that they just push out to all Pixel devices as part of the next actual feature drop, which will be with QPR2. Although there is some indication from users who have torn into these APKs that it's going to be Tensor-powered pixels only, at least from the start. Of course, that would be Pixel 6 and forward, but I don't know, we've just heard enough to make me wonder if it's not going to come to a lot of other devices sometime after that as well. Ultimately, this is something that, like a lot of these things I've talked about, is happening in the cloud. So there should not be like a hardware line you have to cross to be able to run it. Of course, that's probably not how that's going to work. Maybe we'll get lucky though. Maybe this will just be like just part of Android, just like Google Assistant, and it'll run on everything. That would be incredible if that were true. But right now, there are just a ton of question marks. I do want to mention that it is something that you should be able to disable and just continue using normal Google Assistant if that's the way that you want to go. We've seen in some teardowns, some settings that appear to allow you to do that. At any rate, guys, that might be our best look as of yet about how Google Assistant with Bard is going to work. Again, I expect the release potentially pretty soon, right? It's already in the Pixel Tips app, so maybe we're just waiting on QPR2, which is typically in March, but we're so far along in the betas. 3.2, I think, 3.1 maybe, has already been released, so maybe it's coming sooner than we think. What do you think, though, about this this application, this Google Assistant with Bard? Is this something you're excited to try out? Are you going to disable it? Are you like me and you are simply over the moon about this this new massive change to Google's Assistant application? Let me know in those comments down below. Subscribe so you don't miss out on more content just like this. You can also hit that Telegram link down there as well, so you can join that group and see this stuff as it's posted. I'll see you on the next one, and until next time, stay nerdy.